J- JBN, we keep you informed. Coming up in the news today, teenagers killed in Portmore. Attorney wants Bloomfield murder case transferred to Kingston. Fake Jamaican dentist pleads guilty to fraud charges in the Bahamas. 57 from the Dominican Republic caught fishing illegally in Jamaican waters arrested. Two shot dead in Noto Bay during reported clash with police. Tax cut is the real deal, says Clark. And murdered teenagers are lost to the nation, says Security Minister. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items. Teenagers killed in Portmore. Two teenagers, a boy and a girl, were shot dead in Westchester, Portmore on Thursday night. The victims have been identified as 15-year-old David Cameron and 14-year-old Bethany Allen, both of Donald Quarry High School. According to police reports, the teens were laying on a bed in a room at a residence along Mandela Close in the community shortly before 11 p.m. when armed men entered and opened fire, hitting both of them in the head. The police were summoned, and upon their arrival, they found the female deceased laying face down in a bed with what appeared to be gunshot wounds to the head. The male was found laying on his back on the bed also with what appeared to be gunshot wounds to the head. The Portmore police are investigating. Attorney wants Bloomfield murder case transferred to Kingston. Attorney at law Peter Champagny is to apply to the Port Antonio Parish Court to transfer the murder case of Dr. Linvale Bloomfield to the Home Circuit Court in Kingston. Champagny made the announcement yesterday morning on behalf of his client, 21-year-old Simeon Sutherland, who is charged with the February 2 murder of the Portland Eastern Member of Parliament. According to Champagny, a recent utterance from a political platform has heightened the fear for Sutherland and his family. I wish it to be clear that the death of the deceased was not politically motivated. Any further statements publicly must be avoided, Champagny said. Sutherland has been remanded until March 21, when the court will hear the application for the matter to be transferred. He was charged with Bloomfield's murder on March 1 after being twice detained by police investigators. A senior investigator who requested not to be named said that Sutherland, who is of a Buff Bay, Portland address, admitted to having a close relationship with Bloomfield. Bloomfield was found with multiple stab wounds on the morning of February 2 at his Passy Gardens home in Portland. Fake Jamaican dentist pleads guilty to fraud charges in the Bahamas. The 27-year-old Jamaican woman arrested in the Bahamas for posing as a dentist has pleaded guilty to fraud charges. Santini Kerr Wilson, also known as Nicole Wilson, was yesterday charged with using the title of orthodontist, practicing as a dentist, acquiring property for the proceeds of criminal conduct, and having in her possession $7,000 believed to be the proceeds of criminal conduct. Wilson was said to be operating from an office, charging unknown clients US $510 for services rendered. She has been fined just under US $7,000 and ordered to repay the complainants or face jail time. 57 from the Dominican Republic caught fishing illegally in Jamaican waters arrested. The police have nabbed 57 men from the Dominican Republic who were reportedly fishing illegally in Jamaican waters on Saturday. The men who were on board two vessels have since been charged with several offenses under the Fisheries Act of 2018, which includes possession of buried lobsters, possession of undersized lobsters, possession of conch in closed season, fishing without a license, fishing without identification. The police said that the captain, chief mate, and the engineer have been charged with using a vessel as a processing plant without the permission of the government and operating a motor vessel within Jamaican territorial waters without a license. An application has been made for the vessels to be forfeited, as well as other equipment, lobster and conch. Two shot dead in Anoto Bay during reported clash with police. Two men were fatally shot during an alleged confrontation with the police in Anoto Bay, St. Mary Thursday morning. The deceased are 35-year-old Tajay Cruikshank and Delana Richards, both of St. Mary addresses. The incident took place about 11:40 in the Anoto Bay housing scheme. The police say a 9mm pistol was recovered. Following the incidents, residents used debris to block sections of the Anoto Bay Main Road. They claim the men were killed in cold blood. Tax cut is the real deal, says Clark. Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark is moving to assure Jamaicans that the $14 billion tax cut he announced in the House on Thursday is real. He said he presented a tax give back, and that is what it is, a tax give back with no increase, Clark said. Many people have said they have been waiting and waiting and waiting to hear what is going to increase. Clark said Jamaicans had not received a net give back of taxes in 25 years. I know we have not been used to it. For a living memory, we have not had a net give back of taxes in Jamaica, Clark told the press at a post-budget press briefing held at his ministry on Friday. Clark, in presenting his maiden budget debate, announced a raft of tax relief measures aimed at bolstering economic activity and removing impediments to doing business in Jamaica. Among the measures announced were the abolition of the minimum business tax, the abolition of the asset tax for non-financial businesses, the movement of the GCT threshold from 3 million to 10 million, the reduction of the transfer tax on real estate transaction from 5% to 2%, and the replacement of the ad valorem stamp duty with a fixed rate of $5,000 per transaction. Clark said the tax cuts are being implemented against the background of continued buoyancy in tax revenues and the lowering of the primary surplus target from 7% to 6.5% of GDP. He said the reduction in the primary surplus target equates to some $10.9 billion, in addition to tax revenues running nearly $4 billion ahead of projections, meaning the tax cuts are accounted for. Even so, no, there will be no adjustments to revenues without approval from Parliament, Clark said. Year after year, we expect revenues to grow, and that is what we have been experiencing. We have seen growth last year and the year before. The numbers being alluded to arise from that expectation, Clark said. He said the budget emphasized the need for economic independence and provides economic opportunity for all in order to deliver growth in equity, which is the theme of his presentation. I spent a considerable amount of time outlining the policies of the government that are designed to protect the vulnerable in our society. We increased our funding for major social programs by 25% in the context of inflation at 2.5%, and in the context of expenditure by what they are year over year, Clark said. Clark was, however, reluctant to attach a figure to how the new measures would help improve the growth numbers. It would be foolhardy to pick any number and say that is the percentage that we expect. But everywhere else in the world where you have a reduction in transaction taxes, you see a massive increase in activity, Clark said. He added that the budget shows what we can do in Jamaica with creativity. When you set out resources that we haven't seen anything yet. Murdered teenagers are lost to the nation, says Security Minister. Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Chang, has expressed regret at the murder of 15-year-old David Cameron and 14-year-old Brittany Allen of Portmore in St. Catherine. When young high school students are killed, the loss to the nation cannot be quantified, Minister Chang said in a statement yesterday evening. Reports from the police are that the two teenagers were attacked and killed at a residence in Westchester, Portmore, St. Catherine on March 7. It is further reported that the coast of St. Catherine between Old Harbour and Portmore is one of the areas in the island where the guns for drugs trade is most widespread. According to the minister, the community has taken on a culture of violent crime. The police continue to improve their response capabilities through the strengthening of the anti-gang task force to better manage areas of high crime and gang violence. To support the efforts of the police, we will increase expenditure to programs that teach our young people life skills, discipline, and patience, the minister said. The minister is appealing to all Jamaicans to refuse from resorting to violence as a method of resolving conflict. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.